So I used ChatGPT and Gemini to help me create a cash flow business for more investment money. What's up, guys? This is the All Time Podcast, the podcast of all time. And today we're going to be talking about leveraging AI to help you create a side business, a cash flow business, side hustle business, so you can have more money to save, invest, and pay bills. All right, so let's get into it. So, why? Why did I want to create a cash flow business in the first place? Well, simply put, I wanted more money to invest. So, with every paycheck, starting this year, I begun budgeting out my money and my paychecks and what money is going where, my wants, my bills, and then whatever's left over is what I theoretically have to invest. But as the year started and as it progressed, I was noticing that I was not having near the amount of money I wanted left over to invest, just simply because my expenses were too high, or I guess more accurately, my incoming money was just too low. That's a much better way to put it. I just simply was not having enough coming in to invest at the levels that I wanted. So you can only cut so many subscriptions, and you can only do so much to cut your actual costs and expenses before you just realize you've just hit a wall. You need to just have more coming in, and that was me because I'm already, to be honest, I'm a pretty cheap guy already. So I wasn't spending a whole lot of money on unnecessary things per se. It's just that I needed more cash flow coming in. There's also the issue of job insecurity. So in this job market, people, unfortunately, they've been just getting laid off like crazy all the time. There's just waves and waves and waves of mass layoffs. 10,000 people laid off from this company, 5,000 from this company, 8,000 from this company. And it was a similar thing for me. Many people were getting laid off, people were retiring, and it seemed like every other week there was some kind of a threat to my employment at where I work currently. So I figured something definitely has to be done about this because I just feel very, very vulnerable just having my livelihood taken away from me like that. I need something on the side so I can have some kind of money to sustain myself just in case anything happens, heaven forbid. So I got to thinking, I need to create some kind of a side business or something so I can have some kind of control over my income in addition to just wanting an increased cash flow in general. So here's what I did. I got on ChatGPT and Gemini as well, and I asked it how to create a cash flow business for more investment money. And I told it that I already had a decent job. I had a decent job, I had savings, I can pay my bills, I'm good on that aspect. But I have a set of skills that I wanted to utilize to create a business on the side. And I only have X amount of time per night or per week to devote to this business. So, what it did was it generated three business options based on my skills and my situation and why they would be a good fit for me. And it explained why it worked out for me, why it would be a good fit for me. And so I basically picked between the three options. I picked one. It's actually another option that I could do a little bit kind of as an extra, but for the most part, I'm sticking to the one option. So then what it did was it generated a three-tier payment plan. So it had a basic option, a medium option, and like a professional option. So those are going to be the three payment plans that I'll be using for my clients and when they sign up. And the main difference between the different payment options or the payment plans is the amount of sessions I will be helping the client with in the length of the sessions I'll be helping the client with. So the higher the tier, the longer the session can be, and the more sessions they have per month. So after that, it did recommend me a payment processor and how to get set up with it. So I did get all set up with that payment processor, and I even generated a logo for myself for my little side business. I don't think it's going to stay like that, but it's just something just to get me started so I look a little bit more professional. I'm probably just going to hand make my own logo down the line, but for now, it works. And in addition to giving me the cold and follow up emails, the AI also told me places where to go to reach out to clients, which is really, really helpful. So that was the first month. And this month in March was supposed to be my go live month where I actually began reaching out to clients, but it's just been so crazy this month between work. It's getting very, very busy. I'm getting more responsibilities at work in addition to some personal things going on. So it's just been really, really crazy, but I'm still going to try and pull through and reach out to my clients this month. I gave myself a goal of, I believe it's 25 clients that I reach out to. They don't necessarily have to be sales or closed or anything, but just reach out, get the ball rolling, reach out to 25 clients this month. And I think I'm going to still try and do that. So yeah, that was me leveraging AI to help me create a side business for more cash flow. So overall, I really, really liked the process. Everything was really, really easy, especially when you're just getting told what to do. Obviously, make your own choices at the end of the day and change things as need be. But for the most part, a lot of the heavy lifting and the heavy thinking was done by the AI, and you can assess it as you see fit. And then you just go out and you just implement, which is really awesome. I would say that it's never been easier to start a side business than ever before with tools like this. And who knows how long it'll be easy like this, but for now, you can really take advantage of this. So I highly recommend if you're trying to make a side business for anything, whether it's cash flow for investing or you just want to have more money to pay bills, definitely check these tools out, Gemini and ChatGPT. I'm sure there's a bunch others out there, but those are just the main ones. But yeah, I would say in most people's experience with starting a business, the most difficult parts are getting started in the first place and battling with the self doubt. Because when you're doing a side business, it's just, it can be overwhelming at first initially, getting everything set up, seeing what you're even going to do in the first place. So it is very difficult, especially if you're already working and you're probably already tired, and then you come home and then you got to work on the business. But a lot of that is kind of mitigated if you already have a job, especially a very stable job, or as stable as it can be in 2026. But if you have a job and savings, it makes it very, very easy to start a side business because you're not worried about if it doesn't work out or anything. If it doesn't work out, just go to something else, try something else, and keep throwing things at the wall until something sticks. And the other point about the self doubt, it is a very real thing because at some points you're like, man, am I just wasting my time here? Do I even know what I'm doing? Like, what's going on here? So definitely try and just push back against those negative feelings. Have a plan. Definitely have a plan going in, and then just execute. And whatever happens, happens. The worst thing that can happen is that you learn a lesson. So definitely give this a try. And do not quit your job if you are trying to start a side business. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but if you're trying to do a side business, definitely keep working. Keep working at your normal job, and just keep working at the side business. And maybe at some point, and this is your choice, if your side business is equaling to or surpassing the money you're making from your main job, it's just going to be numbers at that point. You're losing more money working at your main job than devoting full time to your side job. So you may be able to make a transition there This was my experience. I'm probably going to turn this into a full series. Probably going to call it something like Road to Financial Independence or something like that. And I'm just going to keep y'all updated, good or bad, no matter what happens. I'm going to be honest and upfront and tell you guys how things are going. And this could be a complete fail, but I'm gonna let you guys know. And if even if it does fail, I'm just gonna try something else. And once again, keep y'all updated. So this is Jay from the All Time Podcast signing out.